Hey guys, Tonic here, and welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Aristocrat effect on a fixer, and I am actually also pairing it with a full set of Covert Scout armor, and I gotta say, I love this combination. So this effect is one of the most sought after ones currently in the PTS server, and it's one of the ones that most people really wanted to see. It's going to be a brand new effect that's going to increase damage as your caps increase. So it's going to be a really good weapon for full health builds. It's going to be on the terms of like a junkied or a bloodied build as well. I believe it's a 50% increase when you have maximum caps, and they also actually did just up the caps to 40,000 from 30,000, so I'm pretty interested to see on what that is going to have on this weapon, or what effect it'll have if they already made the changes there. But regardless of that, the VAT crits are going to do plus 50% more damage, and it is also going to have a 15% faster reload. So I'm going to take this down to West Tech, and we're going to test it out. So right off the bat, my perk cards are not the best by any means. This is a stock character on the PTS that will actually provide us with basic characters just with some random perk cards and a few of the weapons and things like that. So, I have like Master Commando, Tank Killer, Commando, and Expert Commando, Concentrated Fire, and Bloodied Mess, and that's pretty much all that's really going to help me with this kind of build. Most of this stuff is just mismatched, and I don't really have the perk points to get any new cards, so we're going to have to make do with this. Also, I forgot to note that I am at 29,000 caps, so I'm pretty close to max damage. So let's try it out here. So it's putting out pretty good damage numbers. Another thing that you might notice is that I am going to go out of caution a lot, and it's some type of glitch right now in the PTS where when you are fighting, like for example if I'm fighting and I try to hit a crit, it'll pop me out, and I'm not exactly sure why. But we'll make do with it. So let's head inside here. So 188 in the head right now. Let's try this one. Start with a critical, over 200, 199. Yeah, this is phenomenal, especially for being a non-optimized full health build. This server is a bit laggy, but it's the PTS, so it happens. So see, 138, 213. Oh man, I'm missing so many shots and bats. So yeah, the damage is great. It's really good, especially if you're able to make this build a little bit better and actually spend some time on the perk cards. But I don't know, I really like this effect. I am kind of curious about how it's going to work being at max caps for the maximum damage, because when you're at max caps you don't want to have vendors in your camp, because like for example if you're at max caps and someone buys something for 1,000 caps, you're not going to get that 1,000 caps. So I'm pretty interested to see on that. I feel like most builds running this weapon type won't have their player vendors open, which is kind of a sacrifice you're going to have to make, but it might be worth it, because you're putting out great damage while being full health and not having to mess around with the junkies things like addictions. You're also not having to mess around with being a low health like a bloodied build. So in my opinion, those sacrifices are worth it. We'll head this way. Oh wow. So 152 there in the torso. And I really wish the server wasn't so laggy, but no matter what one you join, they tend to have that kind of thing going on. So we'll run into here as well. I think I have the code on this character, I hope so. Alright, sweet, we do. So in all, it takes about 3 to 4 shots to kill him. So 4 shots there. 3 there. Three, 4. And this armor actually also does seem to be working as intended, where it's pretty good for sneaking. that is everything. Maybe there's one more down here. Ooh, what is that? Hold on, what is that? FEV production. What is this? This has got to be part of the new quest line, maybe? Which I'm not playing. I told myself I wouldn't spoil a quest line, but I'm really curious about what this is. Hold on. So I guess if you don't want any location spoilers, don't watch this part of the video, but I'm going in. I'm very curious about this. I wonder if this can be used for like a new farming spot. So a nice little fence area. The weapon is down as well, which is kind of interesting. So let's get a little desk. Oh, the super mutant's in here. Alright, so what is this? Go in. So a suicider, a master, an enforcer. Yeah, this is sick. So this is like where they, well, where they're producing the FEV, but this is really cool. And this is really nice because it kind of adds on another level of farming, another whole entire area of West Tech to farm. So this just continues to be the best farming spot. So what's through here? So that must be where the quest line will go. But as far as this, I mean, in West Tech now you can come down here and get 3 extra mutants. That's not bad at all. And I'd assume once the quest line opens up, you can go in there as well. And there'll probably be some more, but I just don't really want to play the whole entire quest line, because if you beat it on this character, your progress does not carry over. So like this fixer that I'm using, it won't end up carrying over to my main character. So I don't really see the point in spoiling the entire quest line for myself and then having to replay and already know what happens on my main character. So I try and keep that kind of stuff. I try and keep it undone. I don't really want to spoil it for myself. But no, this is pretty cool though. Not really much to explore. I didn't really see any terminals or anything, but we'll go check that one room one more time. So yeah, there's nothing here, but still pretty cool. It's actually really cool. So now let's also try and take this down to the White Springs. I really hope the ghouls aren't dead here. And they aren't. Some are. No, we're good. So ghouls shredding. 409 there. One shot there. One shot there. So some ghouls are spawned in, some aren't. So let's see. So it pretty much will one-shot these ghouls, which is phenomenal. Oh, okay, so that's how I'm getting out of caution. It's not jumping that's putting me out of caution. It's when I aim, shoot, and then let go of the aiming, it'll pop me back up. Which is very annoying. That's what was happening over in West Tech. So yeah, if I crouch, aim, shoot, uncrouch, it pops me up. But it doesn't do it in first person. So it's only in third person that will happen. So I kind of have to stay in first for the rest of this little run here. But yeah, it's one-shotting ghouls, so phenomenal. I really like this weapon. This actually might be like my new most sought-after type of weapon. Yeah, one shot of legendary, beautiful. So Wendigo. No issue for it. What else? We should have a few more outside as well. Alright. And that is cleared out. That bug is kind of interesting though. So I'll try it one last time. So I shoot, let go of it, pops up. That is very strange. I really hope that that gets addressed, because if that makes it live, it's going to be very annoying to all the stealth builds out there. Because you'll be fighting and next thing you know, you're not in crouch, your damage is cut in half, you're getting shot at. It's pretty brutal. So as far as my final thoughts on this thing goes, I think that it's a 9 out of 10 weapon. However, there is something that I am very curious about, and that is of course going to be how this weapon is going to give you 50% maximum damage at 29,000 caps. However, yesterday they just changed it to where you can have 40,000 caps now as the maximum caps on your character. So I'm curious to see if they're going to bump up that effect to be the maximum damage at 30,000 caps or 39,000 caps. And if they do, then that whole player vending thing is going to be an issue. Just hoarding caps is going to be somewhat of an issue because you don't want to sell something, then have all these caps just go into the void and never be able to get them. But if they do keep it at this, then the whole player vending thing won't be an issue at all, and it'll actually probably be a 10 out of 10 weapon. There is almost no downside to having this effect, and I really think that adds a lot to this weapon. It's going to be very sought after, it's going to be very valuable, and if you can get your hands on one of these, you're going to be very lucky. But that is pretty much going to do it for this video, and I'm not really used to weapon showcases, so I hope I did an alright job of giving this weapon some justice, but I do want to give a huge thank you to everybody who watched, and as always, a massive thank you to all the channel members: Chad of Fallout 76 Podcast, Timothy James, Death93, Heather Henderson, Yosevated, Patrick Ruda, 23 Icefire, Jay Smith, Argent Deer, Bowser Double Fraying, Ice Cream Manny, Chris Decker, Robert Kennard, Theodore, Captain Awesome, Digital Aardvark, Lone Samurai OG, Diathan Gaming, Christy Mel, and Schwitz. You guys are amazing. I love you guys, and have a good weekend.